Once again, welcome everyone to the account registration guidance and kind of workshop today. So today I have Ivan, our sales ops manager from Amazon, who will be going through with you the guide and also going to share some of the screens sharing later on demonstration on what you need to take note of. And I myself will be here to address any questions that you have as well. Now, some important notice here. You want to take a quick read on this before we move on. Well, again, if at any point of time, if you cannot hear or if you cannot see me, do let us know. We'll see what we can do, or you can try to reconnect back. Right, so the recording will be available on our website and also the official YouTube playlist. Right, so we do have the Q&A. So if you have shared your question, do stay with us to the end where we'll go through the live questions. Right, and then any questions, try to put it on the right-hand side of the question box so that I can see, and then we can all look at what the questions being asked. All right, last but not least, all the information is current as of today. Right, because of the recording that we have, if you were to see this a couple months down the road, do check back on our online resources such as the Seller University and Seller Central for the most updated information. All right, just a short introduction of the team I'm in, which is the Seller Education team. All right, so we cater like a few learning programs. One of it is Seller University, and the other one, which is the Amazon Live webinar, the one you're attending right now, where you get to interact with the speakers and invited guests live during the session, and also get to ask your question and get it addressed before the webinar ends. Okay. Let me see. So by the way, for those of you who are still in the process of the registration, we do have the promotions still ongoing. All right, so by paying the USD $1, you'll be able to use the professional selling plan for a total of 6 months. All right, so do take advantage of this promotion that we have, because you get access to a lot of the brand building tools, right, and the product opportunity explorer, etc. All right, just to show some of the questions that we received, which we will go through before we end the webinar. So do stay with us till the end of the webinar. And then right now, I'm going to pass my time over to Eva, which will walk us through the registration guidance for every one of you.
Okay, so welcome everyone. The main reason why we're doing this registration workshop, and it's going to be a bit different to the others that we did in the past, if you saw our recordings or if you have attended any of our registrations previously. The main difference is I am still going to go through the whole registration workflow and what to expect in every stage. But at the end, which I think is what is most interesting for all of the people here, is we are going to do a live workshop. So I'm going to be showing from my account how to really finish the registration once you have passed SIV, or how to troubleshoot your account if you have failed SIV. Right, I think this is a very key point, because once you pass seller identity verification, it is extremely important to finish the registration and essentially have the account ready to start listing in order to avoid any further deactivation. Right, so please, please, please stay until point number 8. I might do the account registration a bit faster because I want to really dive deep into the workshop itself and show you guys essentially how to do it. All right, so without further ado, I think we have a lot of content to go through today, so I will kick it off. So in order to start selling on Amazon, there are 2 main types of selling plans that we have. The first one, which is in the individual, is charges a 99 cents per item sold. And the second one is the professional, which essentially charges a flat fee of $39.99 US per month, regardless of how many units you sell. Right? It is very important to know that the individual selling plan does not have any of the advanced tools that the professional selling plan has, like Product Opportunity Explorer, A+ content, and many more, right? We have a whole list of criteria for you to decide which is better for you. But now with the fee promotion and you're only paying $1, it is kind of a no-brainer to go for the professional selling plan for $39.99 because you can essentially unlock all the benefits for simply $1 instead of the $39.99. So I urge you to complete, first of all, registration, and if you haven't started registration, start it now because this promotion will not last forever. This is an overview of the registration process, right? So first of all, you will start registering your account. Second of all, you will have to go through what we call SIV or seller identity verification. Once that is done, you can decide either to do an in-person verification where you will get to have a chat with one of our associates, and our associates will be asking you a couple of questions. I'll go through the details later. And then some of our sellers get triggered a postcard OTP where you will be sent a physical postcard to the address that you have keyed in through the registration form. And once you receive that postcard, you will be asked to put the OTP of that postcard in your registration process. Once that is done, you need to update some information in Seller Central, and this is where I'm going to be doing the workshop, so step number 5, and that will essentially complete the registration process. So kicking off on how to register your Amazon selling account. So once you start your registration and you go through, this is the first screen that you are prompted to, right? So first you need to decide is, are you registering as a business or as an individual, right? So if you have an incorporated business and you want to use that as the registering profile, then you will have to create or select that you are publicly, privately owned charity business, right? If you are an individual and you don't have a business, that is completely fine, but just remember to select that I don't have a business and I am an individual under business type. If you do have business or select the business, you will have to key in your business name. So please use the same exact name as you have used for registering with your state or federal government, either being in Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines, or Indonesia, right? And then we will ask some information on where your business location is, where you have incorporated, and a couple more pieces of information which I'll go through. If you don't have a business and you're just an individual, we're just going to ask your first name, middle name, if you have, and your last name. Then we go on to the seller information page, right? So the seller information is, all right, even if you have a business, who is the person of contact who is registering the account, right? We need to know, or we need to have a POC, right, who will key in their details. So again, we're going to be asking for the first name, middle name if you have, and last name. And then where is your country of citizenship, and where were you born, right? And your date of birth. Then of course this goes on to keying in your residential address. This address is really important in case you get triggered the postcard OTP, and this essentially needs to be a location where you actually can receive post in case you are triggered for that specific OTP. And then just some additional verification, we will be asking for your phone number just for a PIN, so that then you can key in the PIN and make sure that you're actually a human. Look at it as some kind of CAPTCHA verification. As I said, in order to verify that it's actually a human behind the registration process and not a bot. We then do ask for the credit card, a credit card or a debit card with overseas transactions enabled. Now, here you will see that the monthly subscription fee is $39.99. So if you subscribe now, or if you register now, this $39.99 is waived. It's fully waived. You only have to pay $1 to have access, but that means we still need a credit card or a debit card on file. Now, I'm going to really emphasize this right now. Do check your billing address here below, right? So the billing address will be automatically populated from the residential address that you keyed in your previous step. Now, if the billing address of your credit card and what the bank has on file is different to the one that you see here below, do add a new address and key in the same exact word by word and comma by comma that your bank has. That is very important because Amazon does check the billing address, and if it doesn't match, then you will not be able to like fully register. Once you've keyed in your credit card, we will go on to store and product information. Now you might have a product already, or you might not have a product already, and that is completely fine, right? So if you have a product already, key in the store name that you want to have, or see the buyer see in your listing, and then answer these like following questions. If you don't have a product, or you still don't know what store name you want to use, you can key in a dummy store name, right? And then you will be able to change for the store name further on once you have access to Seller Central. So Amazon Seller Identity Verification, or what we call SIV, right? So once you have completed the registration, you will be routed to a page where we'll be asking you to submit two pieces of information. First of all, is a document, right? So an identity document. You will see that you have the option to, in the drop-down menu before in the previous steps, to either do or key in the passport or a driving license. You can also use your national ID. If you want to use your national ID, just key in driver's license and key in the details. Right. Throughout the registration process, you will see that there are some pop-ups that come up. Those pop-ups are there to guide you and to explain some tricks and tips on how to successfully complete registration. Right. So then we're going to be also asking for a bank account or a credit card or a Payoneer statement, which shouldn't be issued more than 180 days, right? Both of these documents, please make sure that they're of high definition, high quality, unobstructed, and are in one of the accepted languages. Now, I'm going to emphasize this a lot, and you're going to hear me say this a lot throughout the whole webinar. If you submit your passport, make sure that what you are uploading, the image that you are uploading, has a signature. If it doesn't have a signature, you will be rejected, right? So it's very important that you have to have the signature. And I am aware that Singapore passports, for example, have the signature on a separate page, right? So you will have to upload both the page where you have all your details and the page of the signature. Right, I'm going to repeat it again because that is the #1 reason why our sellers get rejected. Please upload your national ID, your driver's license, sorry, your passport with the signature. Right, this is very important. Right, this is the UI, the user interface on how it's going to look, where we're going to be asking you to upload both your national, your identity document and the bank account statement. This is some examples of the different types of passports in Southeast Asia, which are the regions that we cover, and what you have to upload. If you can see on the top right, we have an example of a Singapore passport, and this shows you exactly where the signature is located in the Singapore passport and where their details are. As you can see, they're on 2 different pages, so please make sure to upload both of those pages. The same goes for like Malaysia, right? You see that both the document details and the signature are on 2 separate pages. Make sure to upload both, because otherwise you will be rejected. Here we have the examples of like Philippines and Indonesia passports. Both cases are the same. The signature is on a different page. And sorry if I sound like a broken record, but this is again our #1 priority and a #1 reason why our sellers get rejected. Do upload your signature. For the bank account, again, you're going to see on the a second box in the uploading of the documents user interface, where you will be able to upload your bank account. Do remember that it's only in one of these languages: Chinese, English, French, German, Italian, Japanese, Portuguese, and Spanish. If you don't have a bank account with these languages, you are going to have to get that notarized or have a notarized translation. I would then further suggest that instead of all the time having to translate your documents, you would either open a Payoneer statement or another payment service provider, right, that they already issue these statements in English. right? So once you've submitted all your documents, the documents will be reviewed by our associates, and there are two possible scenarios, right? The first scenario is SAV appeal rejection, right? This is where you have to either submit more documents because the documents that you were submitted were not full or complete. Again, number one cause to why this is happening is the signature is missing, right? In the workshop after, I'm going to show you how to resubmit your documents, and I hope, or I have specific screenshots on how to resubmit the documents, so I hope that's going to be clear. Second one is SIV failed, right? So sometimes if you try too many times with the resubmission, we then do not accept anymore your resubmissions, right? Because you have tried too many times. So it is very important that if you face that situation, you key in or you save this email that we save that we state here. So TRMS SIV SESUNOIR@amazon.com. So save this email address, and if you face these issues, do email in with your email that you have used for registration. And in this email, you will have to provide both the new documents that you are submitting and a reason why you have submitted so many resubmissions and not have been approved, or the guess of why you're not getting approved. So the in-person verification. Once you've passed SIV, we will invite you to a short interview with one of our associates, right? You have two options, either to have an interview with one of the associates or to take a picture of your face and your identity document and then submit it accordingly. So if you do choose to do the in-person verification, click on the desired language you want to be spoken with, and also click on continue so that you can be transferred to one of our associates. The wait time is between 1 minute and 6 minutes. It's quite fast, honestly. So as soon as you click continue, most of the time, within a matter of seconds, you will be transferred over to one of our associates. This is some of the things that you should be considering when preparing for IPV call, right? So do have your documents at hand, meaning your identity document that you have used, because usually what happens is that the associate asks you to show the document on hand and just like make sure that it's not a fake, right? So you can show them that it's actually a hard copy. Your device that you're using the call with, please make sure that you have a webcam and you have your microphone enabled, because you are going to have a two-way conversation with this associate. So after you've completed the SIV, what essentially happens is there's a 2 business days lead time where our associates again check the information that you have provided and the interview, and then decide on the outcome of the call. Right, for some of you, you will be triggered what we call the postcard address verification. And this is a physical postcard that gets sent to your address, right? So if you do have that scenario, you will see that there is this UI below in the registration form, where you will be seeing when we're preparing, dispatching, sending, and currently being delivered your postcard with an estimated delivery time. All right, so once you receive that postcard, you're going to open it up, see a code, go back into your Seller Central, and then key in that verification code that we have sent over to your address. Right, so again, if you have exhausted all the 3 attempts because you might have keyed in the wrong OTP or something, like do go to SPS with the Get Support button. You will find the Get Support button on the bottom left of the registration UI, right? You will see there's a big little button, Get Support, and you're going to be able to like open a case and explain your situation. When you explain your situation, please explain with the most details. Explain also what you have already done, right? And the expected outcome that you're trying to achieve from opening that case. Amazon post-seller verification, right? So once you have access to Seller Central, there's still some things that we have to do. And this is what I'm going to be going through with the workshop after. So I might go fast here and then show you step by step on what you have to do. But in a summary, let me explain. First thing that you have to do is to update your deposit method. This is very important. This is how Amazon is going to pay you the money once you start selling. If we don't have this, we can't pay you, right? So we will require you to input a bank, right, or a bank account number. So we will ask the account holder's name, the routing number, bank account number, and then just for verification, retyping your bank account number. The next thing that you have to do once you have completed your bank account deposit method is providing tax information. This is just a regulation for the US government. It's just a tax interview, right? There is no like data sharing, right? But it's just to know that are you a US resident or you're not a US resident? The simple reason why we ask this is if you are a US resident, then you will have to pay taxes in the US. If you are not a US resident, and like most of you are residents of Southeast Asian countries, then there is no reason for you to submit your taxes to the US government, but you will have to do that on your own through your local governments. And I'm going to go through the tax information later, so I'm going to show you exactly what you have to key in through a live workshop. Amazon Seller Performance Review. This is what I was saying, right? If you take a lot of time to complete your whole registration and you don't submit all the information such as bank account and your tax, you might be triggered the Amazon Seller Performance Review. And this happens after you have completed the SIV, but you haven't updated all of your particulars, right? So if you don't complete registration, right, you might encounter that your account gets deactivated, right? Because we haven't seen a lot of activity in your account. If you get that notification and your account has deactivated, do follow the steps, but there is additional documentation that you will have to provide. And that is the main reason we urge everyone to really complete registration as fast as possible and key in all the details that we need, right, to have lower chances of your account getting deactivated. In the worst case scenario that your account actually gets deactivated, right, you will have to prepare some documentations. Some of them are like utility bill. You will have to provide a utility bill which has the same address as the one that you keyed in during the registration process, right? So a utility bill can be from your water, electricity, gas, or your telecom or internet, right? So now some of you might say that, okay, I do have a utility bill, but it's not under my name. Is that fine? And the answer is like, yes, right? You can still verify relationships. So imagine that your utility bill is under your spouse's name, but you used your name in order to sign up for your account, right? So you can still provide a marriage certificate, which provides or states that you are together with this person or partner, right? So that you can then prove that you are in a relationship and you can still use those utility bills. Where do you submit those documents, right? You will have to click on account deactivation, and then you will see a little button on submit additional information. This is how you get to that specific performance certification, where you will have to check and see that your account has been deactivated, and we're asking for additional documents in order to reactivate your account. This is just a sample performance certification where we explicitly ask you to provide information regarding the account reactivation. Again, this goes without saying that Amazon is really strict on the documents that you submit, so please have that your utility bill being one of the following providers: electricity, water, gas, telecom, or internet bill. The utility bill has to be 3 months or earlier, right? So within the past 90 days, and include all the different pages of a utility bill, right? And do remember that the address needs to match exactly as the one that you have on the utility bill, right? Sometimes it happens that with the information that you have provided, Amazon doesn't have enough information, and if that's the case, you will be invited again to another in-person verification in order to further ask a couple of additional questions, right? So just follow the link and create an appointment with one of our associates, right? So now I'm going to start going into the workshop, but again, you see that the post triggered verification with the utility bills, potentially an in-person verification. It's one of these like very tedious processes, right? So that's one of the reasons why when our account managers in global selling really try and push you to complete your registration, it's because we want to try and minimize these seller performance reviews, retriggers, and get your account deactivated. We do not want you to go into those situations. And that's why sometimes we might be a bit pushy for you to complete registration, but we have all good intentions and we're trying to make your journey a lot easier, right? So if you receive some of our emails from one of our account managers essentially stating to complete registration, please take it seriously, because we don't want you to go through all these tedious processes. Right, so workshop number one, right? So imagine that you have provided your document, your passport, but you haven't provided the signature. Now, there is 99% chance that you will be rejected during SIV if you do not provide the signature. And you might be asking, okay, well, Ivan, thank you very much, but how do I re-upload the documents, right? So you will log on to your Seller Central account through sell.amazon.com, log in through your account, and as soon as you log in, you will see the following screen, right? You will see the screen with all these like red banners essentially stating that the information that you're providing needs correction, right? So you will go to passport document or the document that you have uploaded, and then click on the button that is gray, which states change. Once you press on change, they will give you the opportunity to re-upload your document, right? Again, just make sure that the document that you're re-uploading has the signature, because if it doesn't have the signature and you're re-uploading the same document as you used before, you will get rejected again, right? And again, remember what I said, if you get rejected too many times, you might permanently fail SIV, right? So do remember to resubmit your documents, but this time with a signature, okay? Now this slide is white on purpose, and that is the reason because right now I'm going to switch some slides and I want all your attention here, and I'm going to live do the tax interview and live do the deposit method. Right, so I'm currently using a test account, so there might be some glitches, so please bear with me, right? So give me a couple of seconds while I change my my screen to my testing account, and I'll show you live what to do for both tax interview and deposit method. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, great. So this is essentially Seller Central, right? So once you log on to Seller Central after having passed SIV and you have access to all the different tools of Seller Central, you will see two things. First of all, two actions that you need to complete. Your deposit method is missing, invalid, or not assigned, so you will have to update your deposit method. And second of all is you need to provide your tax information, right? So let's kick it off by providing tax information. So you will click on the tax information button, right? Give me 1 second. I'll also show you another way in case you don't have these two pop-ups here. You will go up to the settings, right? This is in case you do not have these two actions here. You go up to settings, you will click on account info, and as soon as you click on account info, you will be routed to where we store all of the information that you provided. As you can see here on the left, you will have two red little circles indicating of actions that you need to take. You will go on account information, on tax information, And as soon as you click on tax information, you will be directed to this other UI, and you will click on tax information again. And once you click here, there is going to be a questionnaire that you are going to have to fill in. Please bear with me here. And it's going to ask you a bit of your tax profile. Again, this is just to know if you are a US citizen or not. Right? So what we're going to be asking you is, are you an individual or are you a business? Right? So do remember on how you registered your account, right? Did you register your account as an individual, or did you register as a private company? Right? So in this specific case, I'm going to put a business. Then it's going to ask me if are you a US resident. I am not a US resident, so I'm going to put no. And then I'm going to be asking what type of beneficial owner you are. There's many cases, right, on the different types of ownership that you might have. In this case, if you are a business, a lot of the times you are going to be a corporation. All right, so we'll click on corporation. You will put your name of organization or the name of the business, right? Please remember to put the same business as you registered. This is optional, right? And then the country of the organization. In this case, this test account was for Philippines test, so I'm putting here Philippines. The country, I'm also putting the Philippines. And then I'm just keying in a dummy address of where your corporation is set. Right, so once you have completed all this interviews and this piece of information, you will press on Save and Preview. Once you have completed your Save and Preview, you will see that there is this statement. This is the W8 statement. This is a US statement that essentially states this party or this seller is not a US resident. They do not have to pay taxes in the US. So they're essentially exempt from paying taxes, right? So you will have to certify that the information above is correct. And then you will also have to type in your name or your name here in typing format. So here I'm going to type my name. I'm going to invent my surname. And then you will press on Submit Form. Right, so once you have submitted the form, they will also state to you that the form has been validated and the applicable withholding rate or your tax rate is 0. Right, this is essentially, as what I was saying before, you are not a US resident, so you do not have to pay taxes, and Amazon is not going to withhold any rate for you. Once you have completed this, you will click on Exit Interview. And once you have completed and exited the interview, you will have completed your tax information, right? So essentially, this will go away from your initial page, right? Here you will not see it because this is of course a testing account, but this is how it should look like. It shouldn't be another red stating that you need to submit your identity information, right? This will disappear and you will have completed essentially your tax information. Second thing is updating your deposit method, right? You can either click here, but if you don't have the action, I'm going to still show you the long way just in case you do not have the action under your homepage. But if you do have the action, just click here and you're going to be able to be directed to keying in your deposit method. Right, so if you don't see the action, again, you will go to account information, wait for it to load. You will go to payment information. And under payment information, you will see deposit methods. You will click on deposit methods. And you will see here the 3 marketplaces that you currently have. Of course, you will try and choose Amazon.com, as I believe the intention for all of you is going to be to sell on Amazon.com. So you will click on Assign. And here I already Give me guys 1 second. For security reasons, again, you are asked to verify your account, so you will be sent an approve or decline in your email, right? So bear with me a couple of seconds. You will receive this kind of email, right? And you will have to press approve or deny. Under approve, it will take you back to the Amazon portal. You will press approve, and then this is going to redirect you automatically to the to your deposit methods. Right, so I do have here a testing deposit method, but do not look at that. What you will do is click on add a new deposit method up here on the middle right. And as soon as you click on add your deposit method, you will be asked your account holder's name. Please do remember to key in your bank location. In this case, let me choose Singapore. And your account holder name, you will put, I don't know, your name, of course. I'm going to here invent my name, your bank code, 1234, branch code, because in Singapore you have branch codes, your bank account number, just inventing here a number, and I'm going to have to type again the correct number. Once you accept, you will set the deposit method, and what is going to happen that of course this bank validation has failed, right? Because these are not real numbers. Let me try and simulate with one of our dummy accounts, dummy bank deposits, to see if I can simulate the next steps. Let me see if I can do that. No, unfortunately, I can't do that. Anyways, it is completely fine, right? So once you have submitted your account holder's name, your routing number, and your bank account number, put on your details, one of the things that will pop up is the screen where we're going to be asking you the account holder name, right? So you're going to key in your or select the name that you have, and you're going to have to upload a bank statement, right? This again is the bank statement that you have keyed in. Right, so once you have uploaded your bank statement, you can upload it through PDF. Got it, then you upload it here. You will mark all these confirmations, meaning that the account number or the statement that you have uploaded shows up this account. It also shows the account holder name. It's issued within the past 180 days, and the document is not a screenshot, right? So please upload a PDF. Once you have uploaded all that, you will submit it to verification. Now, of course, it doesn't allow me because I haven't uploaded anything. But once you upload your PDF, you will submit it for verification, and it then can take up to 24 hours in order to get your bank account verified. Okay, now let me pop back up to our slides because I do have the last workshop, which is essentially credit card validation, right? So imagine you have completed your registration, you have done your tax interview, you've done your bank account deposit method, but then you still see this error, which is unable to charge, right? So if you do have your unable to charge, remember at the beginning of the webinar, I told you guys that it is extremely important to verify that your billing address in the credit card matches exactly the one that the bank has on file. Well, this is the reason why I was like specifically talking about that, right? So once you log into Seller Central, that is when we check that the provided billing address actually matches with the one with the bank. And if it doesn't match, what you will see is that we will be unable to charge or do this, what we call shadow transaction, or to verify that your credit card can actually be charged, right? So this is very important. If you do have this issue, you will have to go to step number 1, again, on the top right, where you see the little setting wheels, account information. Then on step number 2, you will go on payment information, and you will see that the charge methods is in red. You will click on charge methods, and you will see that in the charge methods, on step number 3, there will be a red banner stating that we are unable to charge. Now again, 99% of the cases is because the billing address that you see here on the bottom does not match with the billing address that the bank has. And when I mean match, I mean to the exact comma, right? So the best thing you can do is either log onto your bank app or check one of the latest bank account or credit card statements and see the billing address that you have there and key in word by word, comma by comma, full stop by full stop. It has to match exactly. Once you've updated by replacing your charge method and you make sure that your billing address is correct, then in, again, 99% of the cases, we will be able to charge and you will be able to continue your selling journey, right? If you are encountering issues with your account, even after that, I'm going to show you what you can do, right? If you go back to Seller Central and you key in your issue, enable charge method. See if this test account works. What was the error? Enable to charge. Enable to charge. Right here, and you will have a whole page or help page on the different possible scenarios of why you might be also failing your credit card. Right, so use this search bar as a Google search bar. Whenever you have an issue, you just Google your issue here and you will find the solution, because Amazon help pages are actually very, very, very useful. Now, with that being said, I will stop the workshop here. I hope this has been really useful. We have 15 minutes in order to answer all of your questions. I believe we have a lot of questions. So, Julian, I'll hand it back to you. Please, please, please. I hope this has been really useful, and also let us know if this has been useful and you want more of these like workshops in the future.
All right, thank you, Ivan. I took back the control already. Thank you so much. Yeah, there was quite a lot of questions. So we're going to address that in this 15 minutes. I'm not sure if you can see the question now. You can take a preview first while I will go through some other things over here. Or there are some other guides for those of you who are already or plan to start already. There are some guides that we have. Don't worry about this QR code. You can scan it again during the replay of the videos on YouTube. All right, so in interest of time, I'm going to go through these questions that I got during registration, right? Now the first. All right, these are the upcoming webinars. Let's look at the questions that we have. All right, okay. So let me see, is there any more questions? So I think that's all. We have managed to answer all the questions already. So I'm going to end this now. Thank you very much for everybody's time. So if you have more questions, do attend our upcoming webinars regarding the topics that you're interested in. All right, so thank you once again, Ivan, and thank you everyone for extending your time with us. I hope you all get your question addressed timely. Thank you, Ivan. Thank you. See you at the next webinar.
Bye-bye.